Hey everybody, it's Dak here from the Ed Boys, and welcome to my Volcanic Mine guide. The Volcanic Mine is an activity generally designed for teams, but I will be focusing more on the soloing aspect of it today. In this guide, I will go over the requirements for the mines and then the gear and inventory setup. I'll go over the basic mechanics of the mine and then show you two different methods for soloing it. The capping method, which is a short, simple method that doesn't play the full round, and then the fixing method, which is a little bit more complicated but can get you more XP per hour. And finally, we will go over the rewards that you can get from Volcanic Mine. As always, there should be chapters on your timeline to skip to whichever part you need. If these guides have been helpful to you, then be sure to like and subscribe for more content. You will need 50 mining to access the Volcanic Mine. The mine is located on Fossil Island, so you do need to complete the Bon Voyage quest as well. It does cost 30 nummulite each time you enter, but you can also pay 3,000 nummulite for permanent access. You are going to need a pickaxe in there, and it is a dangerous activity, so some food, prayer potions, and a decent hit points level, I'd say like 50 plus, is going to make you pretty safe. If you die within the mines, you would lose your hardcore status, but other than that, it only just costs a little bit of nummulite to get your stuff back, so it's not that punishing, other than maybe slowing down your XP, of course. Completing the quest will take you to the island, and then the mine is located in the volcano over here to the northeast. It's a pretty easy walk from the Fossil Island bank, and an even easier walk from the Verdant Valley Magic Mush Tree location. Now let's go over the gear and inventory setup for the mine, starting with the gear. You can basically just put on a pickaxe and go right in, but there's some other stuff that you might find helpful in the long run. The Prospector outfit gives a little bit of bonus mining XP, so if you have the outfit, that's most important. In the ring slot, you can wear a celestial ring for a little bit of a mining boost. If you're going to be using a crystal pickaxe, then you should wear an elven signet instead, though you can combine those two things to make a celestial signet as well. A regen bracelet in the glove slot will double your natural health regeneration, and a hit points cape will double that again, making it 4 times when stacked with the bracelet. The extra heals over time do save some food, though no skill cape is required. As you can see, I'm just wearing an arty cloak here. After gear that gives mining bonuses and the extra healing items, any other slots you have, you want to fill it with prayer bonus gear. So here I've got the arty cloak, ancient stole, ancient blessing, ancient crozier, and a Falador shield 4 for some extra prayer bonus. You're going to be using protect range a lot for the activity, so the prayer bonus does slow down your prayer point drain, saving you a little bit of money on potions in the long run. Not required by any means, but definitely worth it. As for the inventory, I've first got my dragon pickaxe, which I'm not wielding since I am going to be wielding that crozier for the prayer bonus. Down here, I have some Volcanic Mine teleports. These can be purchased with your rewards points from the mine, and they're just in case I mess up and have to teleport out to save my life. Before you can spend any points on teleports, you could just bring some house tabs instead, but these are very easy to obtain after like 1 round of the capping method. I've got prayer potions for restoring my prayer points, and I do have some stamina potions to keep my run energy going since there's a decent amount of running. That's really only for the capping method though. I don't tend to use any staminas when doing the fixing method. Then I've got monkfish for my food, as they are pretty cheap for being decent heals. If you haven't given Petrified Pete 3,000 nummulite for the permanent access, then you will want to keep a nummulite stack on you as well for entering the mines. Let's go over the basic mechanics of the mine before diving into the full runs. Each round of Volcanic Mine lasts for a maximum of 10 minutes. The goal of the mine is to mine this giant boulder that starts on the north side, making it small enough to travel through the lava channel, eventually being small enough to get swallowed by the lava vortex at the end, though in solo runs you tend to never get that far. The mine is very unstable though. There are 3 gas chambers in the mine. When these chambers are unblocked, the gas will escape the chamber, making the number next to the vent status go down. If the chambers are blocked, then the vent status number for that one will go up instead. The closer the vent numbers are to 50%, the better. If a vent is 30% or lower and going down, consider blocking that gas chamber. If a vent is 70% or higher and going up, then consider unblocking that chamber, unless maybe like the round is about to end. At the beginning of the game, you won't be able to see the vent status numbers. If one player in the mine checks the vent, then everybody in the mine is able to see that status number. At the 5-minute mark, there will be an earthquake which hides those vent status numbers again, and it will change the numbers as well. So you need somebody to go check the vents a second time at that 5-minute mark. When you take a look at the Volcanic Mine map, you can see that there's 2 different vents for each chamber, one on the north side and one on the south side. In general, this overhead map view can feel a little bit more complicated than just being in the mines, so we'll actually be running to these locations in the full examples as well. You're only going to need to check 2 vents, even though there are 3 available. You'll only ever have to check the 3rd vent if there's multiple boulders being mined, which requires more than 10 players in the mine. The mine stability number over here is also a big indicator. If you're worried about the numbers on your vents, but you see the mine stability is still at 100%, then you don't have to act immediately. If the mine stability begins to fall, you probably want to go fix your vents soon, unless maybe you're getting close to that 5-minute mark when the earthquake happens and everything's being shot shuffled around anyways. During the game, there will be earthquakes and meteorites that hit you occasionally, doing some damage. The more unstable the mine is, the more frequent you will be hit by these attacks, and if the mine becomes too unstable, it will collapse, instantly killing you. There will be some lava monsters that spawn that use range attack styles, so this is where you're going to be protecting from range. And then when the timer for the round hits 0, the mine automatically collapses no matter what, so you have to make sure you leave the mine before the timer runs out, or you will die. It'll kill you no matter how much health you have left, and you'll lose all your points. That's why it's good to bring some teleports out. You don't want to teleport out if you don't have to, like you'll still lose your points if you tele out, but at the very least it's better than dying if you don't make it up the rope exit. Within the mine, there are many islands surrounded by lava that you can stand on. To travel through the lava, you're going to have to use your heat-resistant vessel that is given to you when the round starts. It will have 35 uses in each round, increased to 70 if you purchase the larger water container for 10,000 points at Petrified Pete's shop. Clicking this vessel in your inventory will have your player toss some water on the lava in front of them, making a temporary walkable spot in the lava. You cannot throw the water diagonally, so you do have to actually aim your player to be facing correctly to throw the water. If you right-click on the vessel and do throw direction, then you can open up another menu to make sure you throw the right direction. That is a bit slow. You can also equip the vessel, then right-click it in your worn equipment tab, and that gives you options for throwing the specific direction. I don't really use that much though. I just aim my player and toss the water in the right direction by just left-clicking it. The temporary spots that are created will last for 90 seconds, and they will slowly get a bit lighter, closer to lava color as they are withering away. If you are still standing on one of these spots as they disappear, then you will be pushed down the lava river a little bit, and you'll take like 50 damage, so try not to let that happen. There are some gas holes within the mine that can be used to jump like across the lava quickly. They're not used super often, but we might be using it here during this method like one time around the 5-minute mark. Now let's go ahead and send some solo runs. The first method here we know as the capping method. It's a very short and sweet method which requires very little knowledge of the mechanics that we just went over. You get some points whenever you check the vents, revealing the vent status percentages, and you also get points when you block or unblock those gas chambers, capping out at 406 points though, so you can't use this method for like a full 10-minute run. It only takes like a minute and a half. Start the run at the eastern staircase. When the round starts, go down the staircase and begin running north towards gas chamber B. You can pick up this boulder and then just keep running north past it. You first want to check the north vent B, make your way to this island east, and then check the north vent C. Now go ahead and run back to the gas chamber, pick up another boulder, and begin blocking and unblocking the chamber until you reach 406 points. Then you can just go back up the staircase and leave the instance. When you first enter the run, there is a 30-second timer before you can go down the staircase. You could like high alch or fletch darts for some bonus XP during this time if you'd like. And then when you're actually in the mine, the biggest downtime is waiting for that boulder that you use to block the chamber to respawn, which is why it's important to pick one up on the way to the vents and pick another one up before you start blocking and unblocking, trying to minimize the amount of time that you spend standing around waiting for the boulder spawn. The capping method can get you like 40k to 50k mining XP an hour and up to 13k points per hour for spending at Petrified Pete's shop. At lower mining levels, it might take a little bit longer to mine the rock when you're trying to unblock the vent, but even with a rune pickaxe, you should be able to pretty consistently do like 2-minute runs with this. The second method for soloing Volcanic Mine is called the fixing method, or in other words, just actually playing the minigame. I highly suggest getting the larger water container from the shop for 10,000 points before doing this method, as you will be using the container a lot more. For this method, you'll need to check 2 different vents at the beginning of the game, and then again at the 5-minute mark. You can check vents A and B, or B and C, and then you can check either the north or south vents. They're both doable as well. In other words, you don't have to do the exact method that I'm showing here, but just understand like the basics of the game and you're gonna be good to go. I start on the western staircase and then run south, building a path with the water jug so that I can check the southern B vent, and then I run west to check the vent A. Vent B status is above 50% here, and since it's uncapped, that number is decreasing, so we do like that one and we don't need to fix it at the moment. If I did, I'd be running back towards the staircase where we started to go fix that, but I will be fixing the B gas chamber around the 5-minute mark, so we'll see where that is. As for vent A, we have a number below 50%, and it's currently going up since the vent is blocked, so we actually don't have to fix that one yet either, though if I did need to fix it, the chamber is right there. Now we can run back to the rock on the southern end of the cave and start mining. As I mine the rock more, it is going to move farther north, so when I hit that 5-minute mark, we could be far enough north that we're going to go check those other vents. Generally at the 5-minute mark, we're rechecking these same vents that we just checked the first time though. When a lava monster spawns within range of me, I just toss on that protect from range, and then with the meteorites and the rocks that fall from the ceiling, you can technically dodge them, but honestly Honestly, I found better success and XP rates when I'm just taking the hits and not worrying about that and just being willing to use the food that I brought with me. When the rock breaks off and starts flowing down the lava, you will need to remake a bit of the path and follow it, and then make one extra spot to be able to reach the rock here and just start mining again. I'm keeping my eye on the mine stability. At this point, one of the vents could be potentially leaking into dangerous numbers. You don't really get to decide like how good the vents are going to be set up in the first place, so some rounds you'll need to fix them sooner than others. It is possible that you don't need to fix the vents at all during the first 5 minutes, which is actually what we've got here. So I did decide to just let it ride until the 5-minute mark. The boulder did move north another time, so I had to make another path to keep up with it. The mine stability does seem to drop like right before the 5-minute mark. If this happened like a minute or two earlier, then I would have had to go adjust those vents, but just before the 5-minute mark we're fine, because right at that mark the numbers are now going to reset. The first time that the mine stability updated after the reset, we do see that the number goes up a little bit, which is good, but I still want to have an idea of what those vent statuses are. So I sent it down south to go check vent A and vent B. With vent B, we have a very low number that is going down, so we will need to fix that soon. And as for vent A, we have a very high number that is going up, so we're just going to have to fix both of them right now. The gas chamber A is just north of the vent, so let's go ahead and unblock that one. And then for gas chamber B, I'm just going to make a path east to get back towards the center of the room, and then use this gas hole to easily jump from one side to the other, pick up the boulder, and then go ahead and block the chamber. Then we toss some water in the lava so that I can mine the rock from this location. At this point, I don't end up needing to fix the vents anymore for this round, so I just mine the rock until it moves and go follow it up north for the final spot. At this spot is where you do catch up on points. You generally are not going to finish up the last spot, getting the rock to flow into the vortex for a bonus 100 points, but just mining the rock when it is this small is going to give you a lot of points. As you reach the 30-second mark, you're going to get a warning that you want to leave the mine. If the path that you created to get to this spot still hasn't dissolved and you can just rerun that path, then you can wait until the 30 seconds till you have to leave. If you're going to have to remake the path using your vessel because it's been long enough that it all disappeared, then you're going to want to leave at like the 40 to 45 second mark just to give yourself enough time to get out of the mines. The fixing method mostly ends up being pretty chill, with the majority of your time just being like mining the big boulder, which you only have to click once, similar to like a crash star. You only have to go check and fix the vents and chambers like once or twice during the round, so it's more complicated on paper than it is in practice. It maxes out at similar points to the capping method, but it can also push like 70k to 75k mining XP an hour at higher levels, so it is better for leveling mining. It's not a bad option to just keep doing the capping method though. It really is up to which one you like more. I personally enjoy the fixing method because I like doing the full mini game rather than just doing 2-minute trips. Let's talk about the rewards you can get from Petrified Pete's shop. You can buy various mining materials like ores or volcanic ash. You've got volcanic mine teleports at 200 points apiece, and then a large water vessel for 10,000 points, which does double the size of your heat-proof vessel, increasing it from 35 to 70 uses per round. For 40,000 points, you can purchase the ash-covered tome. Upon reading the tome, your fertile soil spell, which is located on the lunar spellbook, is now going to treat a farming patch with ultra compost rather than super compost. The ore pack gives you some various ores, but it also has a 1 in 100 chance of giving you a broken dragon pickaxe, which can be fixed by taking it to Nermoth in the Dwarven Mines for a price of 2.5 mil. This is the only way to obtain a dragon pickaxe without killing a boss. And then finally, you can get your prospector gear here. You used to only be able to get it through Motherlode Mine, but for a total of 150,000 volcanic mine points, you can finish up that outfit. If you still have any questions about how to solo the volcanic mine, then let me know in the comments section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you enjoyed this guide, or you just got some useful information out of it, be sure to like and subscribe for more content, and check me out on Twitch, which should be linked on the screen and in the description. Thank you very much for watching my guide, everybody, and best of luck on your volcanic mine gains.